Javonte Williams and Breece Hall are two of the hottest names in fantasy football right now. And they're both running backs coming back from a pretty similar injury. So who should we expect to have a better season? And who's the better fantasy value right now? What's up, guys? SGPN Football Doc here. And today we're looking at two top fantasy football running backs and their 2023 season outlook. Right off the top, both these guys suffered an ACL tear along with some other damage that we'll get into. And historically, it's not on their side. They're looking at a tough road ahead of them. So you want about 10 to 12 months of recovery after an ACL tear. And usually the first year after an ACL tear, for running backs, wide receivers, we see a dip in production. It can take up to 2 years for normal movement, so I'm not expecting either of these guys to lead the league in rushing or anything, but I do think that Broncos running back Javonte Williams is a much better fantasy value right now than Jets running back Breece Hall. And here's why. So first, ADP. So you can get Williams at around RB late 20s. I've seen 27, 29. Whereas Breece Hall, you got to get it. I've seen him going as early as RB 13 or RB 15 up there. So you got to risk a little bit more for Breece Hall right now. And Williams, although his initial injury did scare me, so he tore his ACL, his PCL, and MCL, all three major stabilizing ligaments of the knee. And that was something that I was originally off. I was not on Javonte at first, but he's kind of crushed his recovery so far. He's ahead of schedule. He most noticeably did not start training camp on the PUP list, and he's been practicing. He's got about an extra month of practice as opposed to Breece Hall. He also got some game reps this weekend. So in 8 out of his 13 snaps, he was either targeted or got a handoff. I mean, he got 4 receptions, 5 targets, 3 carries. It was nothing spectacular, but Broncos show that they're ready to early and often give him a heavy workload. Whereas Breece Hall, I'm not expecting him to really get any preseason work. He was activated off the puff just last week. He's practicing in a somewhat limited capacity. Yes, he's doing team drills, but I don't expect him to get any preseason work. So I expect him to be a little bit rusty going into the early part of the season. Oh, and by the way, they just signed Dalvin Cook to go ahead and compete for that RB1 spot. So right now, I am much more comfortable drafting Javonte Williams than Breece Hall. Hey guys, just a quick shout out. Just reached over 1,000 followers. I really appreciate the support. That's awesome. We're going to have a great season. LFG, baby.